It's a midweek round in the Premier League. Let's get right in there for some Monday Premier League predictions. As ever, I'll attempt to forecast the outcome of each and every game. I'd love to hear your takes in the comments. You've got a Tuesday 7:30 p.m. deadline this week. Want to know how I got on with my weekend predictions? All will be revealed at the end of the show. Arsenal versus Man City. This game is not happening this midweek. Arsenal's Europa League game with PSV has been prioritised after it was lost to the Royal Funeral policing issues. No rescheduled date as yet for the big game between the current top two, who we're not going to be talking about this show. Manchester United versus Spurs. 1 defeat in 10 for Spurs, and that came away at leaders Arsenal. 4 wins in 5-2. They are pretty savage at home, but the locations of their away defeats suggest some tricky fixtures already occurred. Spurs strike me as a team that only struggle against the really top teams. And Man United, a really top team? Not really, and since those brilliant wins over Liverpool and Arsenal, they've sort of fumbled through certain games. I don't think that works here. Away! Brentford versus Chelsea. Chelsea looking hotter under Potter. That's 5 straight wins and 4 straight clean sheets, although the keeper won't play like he did at the weekend every other game. Brentford coming in off a tremendous home win over Brighton, plus couple of extra days rest too. Obviously, Chelsea are favourites when it comes to personnel. Can Brentford stop them? Love the Bees at home, but I've just got this feeling this might be one of those boring, tight, big team gets job done affairs. Away! Newcastle versus Everton. I think both these sides are ever so slightly higher than everyone expected them to be. You'd imagine an Eddie Howe team to be methodical, but Newcastle are also much harder to beat than a lot of his Bournemouth teams were, albeit drawing too many games. This is one they'll see as a 3-point opportunity. Everton have had back-to-back defeats against admittedly big opponents, and I get the impression their points will mainly be won at Goodison across the remainder of this season. I think I'm going to back Newcastle. Home! Help us out, everyone, if you're enjoying the show. Do hit the like button, help us reach as many viewers as possible. Brighton versus Forest. Big chance for Forest last time out at managerless Wolves. Missed a penalty and a 1-goal defeat there sums up how it's going for them at the moment. 7 defeats in 8 for Steve Cooper. Just 1 point all season on the road. Brighton haven't won yet under Roberto De Zerbi, although 2 of their first 3 have been against Liverpool and Spurs. It's one both teams will think they can use as a kick-starter. I'm just struggling with Forest at the moment, so home! Liverpool versus West Ham. You'd think the Liverpool squad will have a lovely spring in their step after that thrilling win over Man City at the weekend. That result will not help the recent forecasts of the demise of the Klopp winning machine we've heard lately. If you factor in the Conference League games, though, West Ham have 1 defeat in 8 and 6 wins in that period. Just 1 win on the road, though, for the Hammers in the Premier League, and I don't see them adding anything to their away tally at Anfield. Home! Bournemouth versus Southampton. I'm so surprised by Bournemouth when they lost 9-0 and sacked the manager. I was thinking announced relegation already. Gary O'Neill, though, brilliant. 6 undefeated, 10 points on the board, and a chance to put a sizable gap between themselves and their South Coast rivals, Southampton. The Saints are the exact opposite. They had a signature victory at Chelsea and then haven't won since. I'm quite enjoying Bournemouth at the moment, so why not? Let's go all in. Home! If you want some help with your predictions that you are definitely going to leave in the comments, download the OneFootball app for free via the link down in the description and get researching. Such good Premier League coverage over there, news, info, stats and video. I've been on there most of the morning. You can also watch live Italian football in the app. This Saturday night, some big names. Fiorentina versus Inter streams absolutely free inside the OneFootball app. That's OneFootball. Download it for free via the link in the description and they will know that we have sent you. Do not go through the App Store. Fulham versus Aston Villa. A big, dearly departed derby here, especially for Stevie Gerrard, whose popularity seems to have dipped a little bit with the Villa fans. Fulham, a good fun, score and concede plenty, while Villa kind of gone the opposite way and become a bit pragmatic. Fulham have been good at home, only Newcastle have won there, Rickard in that game as well. Villa, no wins on the road. All of that does suggest that without a quick upturn, Villa aren't winning this, but I do see them probably getting something. Draw! Palace versus Wolves. Much of Wolves depends on who is hired at manager and when that happens. Feels like they're taking their sweet time, which is fine and sometimes good, but it's something that Crystal Palace can take advantage of in the short term. We're at Selhurst Park, under the lights, which always gives a bit of an edge. And Leeds and Villa, the next two teams above Wolves in the table, have both been beaten there already this season. Home! Leicester versus Leeds. Dramatic defeat for Leeds against leaders Arsenal at the weekend. They really should have got something out of that game, but they didn't. And the bad run continues. No wins in 6 since that great win against Chelsea. Leicester showing minimal signs of turning round yet, even after that big win over Forest. I'm not entirely sure either side is going to be high on confidence to really go and dominate this one. So I think I'm going to go down the middle. Draw! There are my predictions for the midweek round. But how did I go at the weekend? Good for once. 6 out of 10 correct. Look, anything 5 or above, and I am positively cock-a-hoop. Maybe we'll get the full 10 one day. Maybe. Anyway, joining the curveball club from the last round are Liverpool and Brentford. I don't think Liverpool have been in there before. I said they would both lose, and they both won. So well played, those two. Get involved down in the comments. All you Lions, I look forward to hearing you boldly joining me with your own predictions before the round kicks off. All you little mice will catch up with you at the back end of the week when you can be so brave and wise after the event. We finished the predictions with a Leicester home game, and I was recently at the King Power to see that big win over Nottingham Forest. Click here to see what I made of it all.